Keep it here on 11 Alive Plus all day long because we have a ton of news conferences that we're going to be bringing you today about the weather and what that means for you. We'll be putting it in perspective for you. Chesley McNeil doing that just for us all morning long. And Chesley, let's talk about the timing of this. And when do folks need to be like off the roads, inside hunkering down?
You know, I'd say the last time if you have to be out would be Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Get it done. And I I wouldn't advise that only because I think there's going to be stragglers. And so you can get caught, you know, in a store waiting in a long line, and then here comes that precipitation, and you're out there now trying to navigate through rain, freezing rain, or whatever is going to be around at that particular time. And so I wouldn't chance it. You know, if you got time today, go ahead and get it done. We know today is going to be warm, or well, mild. I call it mild, 51 degrees for a high, mild. Nothing out there, it's just clouds. And so get it done today. Don't play around with this system that's going to come in. We're talking about ice, folks, and ice or freezing rain is rain that when it hits a surface, it freezes on contact, all right? The winds will be blowing. It's not going to be the prettiest thing to be out in. And as the time goes on, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And so we have a winter storm watch for all of North Georgia, and then that ice storm warning for far northeast Georgia. That extends from Forsyth County all the way up into Rayburn County, and as far east as Elbert County, and those areas in between. That is where we're expecting to see the highest totals of accumulating ice. All right, and what that means is we're talking about maybe 3/4 of an inch or an inch of ice, which is very, very heavy, which is going to cause a lot of tree damage, and power lines will be damaged as well, which means there's going to be numerous power outages in that area. Now, I'm saying that to you, and if you're in Atlanta southward, you're probably thinking, okay, well, that means we'll be fine. Let's keep our party. No, don't do it. Or want to keep your event, don't do it. Whatever sleepovers you were planning, whatever basketball games you were going to, all that stuff, you need to cancel that. Because the heaviest of which will come through overnight going into Sunday morning, hopefully church service is already canceled or you've moved it to virtual. That would be the wise thing to do. As the system will come in through the overnight, bringing in some very heavy freezing rain, maybe mixing with rain at times, but that would mean the roads will be very slick by the time you're trying to get up and get out. Okay, and hopefully you've already made the preparations to the church to keep the church safe as well. So you're looking at two different models here that we look at. This is the American model and the European model. I've been following the European model, but they're coming into agreement, more of an agreement now, and you can see that ice accumulation or where it would fall from Atlanta up toward the north and east. Now, if you look at the accumulation map, we have a bullseye of the highest totals up into the northeast. So you're talking about places like Murrayville all the way up to Tiger in Rayburn County, where you could see over 1/4 of an inch of ice, up to an inch of ice possible there. Now you look down toward Atlanta, you'd be saying, oh, that's the blue right there. So you're talking about 1/4 of an inch. Well, yeah, that can even do some damage. Look at this, a tenth of an inch of ice will cover the roadways, make a glaze over it, so it makes it hard to walk on sidewalks or even navigate on the streets. You're talking about isolated power outages. With 1/4 of an inch of ice, you're talking about numerous power outages. You're talking about a half an inch or more. You're talking about impassable roads, long-term power outages, and of course, tree limbs falling. Now, earlier, the mayor said it best. He said, now, while it's coming down, you're not going to see trees snapping or anything like that. It's once the weight of the ice gets on that tree that it starts falling. So maybe even after the precipitation stops and you're trying to get out, that's when it becomes even more dangerous, right? You got slick roadways and tree limbs starting to come down or trees toppling over. And that's the weight of the ice on it, along with the winds that's going to be out there. Nothing out there right now. If you got to get out, I was telling Dan just now, you need to do it right now, right? Because we have mostly cloudy skies out there and our temperatures are in the 40s. We'll be climbing to the 50s for this afternoon. So we're fine today. We're really watching what's taking place back over to the west of us. I've been watching Dallas all morning long, watching how the showers have begun to form. Not far to the north of that, over toward Oklahoma City, in fact. Cold air is up there, and it's making its way down to the south. Eventually, that cold air is going to run into that moisture over there in Dallas, and we're going to start to see that switch over to freezing rain, snow further off to the north. And so that's going to be moving over toward the east and come our way. So, again, you're looking at the timing right now. I'm going to fast forward this as much as I can. Here we go. Saturday morning, right? This is by mid-morning, 11 o'clock. We got precipitation coming into the far northwest. Atlanta is fine at this particular point. If there's any precipitation at 11 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be in the form of rain because our temperatures will be in the 40s, but they'll be falling through the day. And so we'll start to see that mixing taking place first, and then it'll change over to all freezing rain, especially overnight going into Sunday morning. Now look at that, the intensity of the rain. If you look down to the south where you see that green and yellow, you're talking about light to moderate rain. And now translate that into freezing rain, and so that's what we'll be dealing with. So I think the bulk of it will be through the overnight. It's going to extend into Sunday morning. Now this is a fresh update, which gives us a little bit of a break here at mid-morning, but then that rain comes right back to us. And so that will be a quick mover. Now that line right there could be a line of thunderstorms. As a matter of fact, there could be some thunderstorms in that. As that continues to push over toward the east, we get into a southerly flow, Dan. You see that southerly flow there? That is what we're hoping.
We like that.
Yes.
Warm air.
We want that to come in and erode the wedge. The question is, will it happen, right? Because if the wedge holds on, now we're just talking about all that being ice and then getting out of the way. And so that means that the event wouldn't end until the evening on Sunday. And we're talking about more freezing taking place because cold air we know is going to come in behind this particular system. And so that's what we're looking at. You're looking at temperatures on Monday down into the 30s, starting off at 15 on Tuesday morning. Who wants to go to school in that? Nobody wants to go to school in that. We'll be looking at those temperatures up to 37 degrees on Tuesday and then the 40s by the time we get to Wednesday of next week.
Yeah. I'm going to be making child care plans as soon as we get off the air, Chesley.
Hey, bring them with you. Put them on the air with you.
Hey, don't tip me.